Hello my love and welcome to the channel. I am Kay, an astrologer, numerologist, Reiki master and spiritual witch here on YouTube. Listen, if you've been attracted to this video, this is confirmation that what's in it is for you. There is a message here for you to receive. And if you love astrology as much as I do, check out my moon phase planner for 2023. There are free astrology resources, a road opener ritual and many different types of lists and interesting things that you can use to plan your week alongside knowing exactly what phase and what sign the moon is in. Check out the description box, the link is below. Let's get into your video. Hello Gemini and welcome back to the channel. I do hope that you've enjoyed the first 2 weeks of the month of December and everything has gone well. So I'm here to give you today your prediction for the last couple of weeks of the month. I've also got some predictions for you for how I see you starting the year 2023. So stay tuned for that. So as we start the last 2 weeks of the month, going from the 15th, what we've got here on the screen is the chart for the new moon. Now this is going to be around the 23rd of December and it's going to be a Capricorn new moon. But before we get there, we're going to round up the month with a lot of energy around your financial house, because the sun at this point will actually be in the sign of Capricorn. And this for you is going to be where the pink arrow is, and it's your 8th house. So the sun is about growth, health, vitality, and he expands things, and generally he's here to bring blessings. And for you, he will be working his way through the 8th house. So it's things like your debts, your taxes, people that you may share property with, people that you may share finances with. This is a financial house, but it is money that is not 100% ours. So that's why we refer to things like debts or taxes or anything that you may need to pay out for, or any kind of bill. This is also the house which is about shared areas of life. So it's how you share your time with people, it's shared desires that you have with people, and it is generally the house of transformation and change. This part of life is where we see like a cycle of death and rebirth, like something dying away and something coming in. So the sun will be here. So I'm predicting that as we close out the month of December for the sign of Gemini, there could even be an end of a cycle for something in your life. It could be that something falls away and something new starts. As we work through the month and we finally do get to the new moon day, we're going to have two important things happen. So up on the screen, we've got circled in pink by number 1, we've got the sun and the moon here, both side by side at 1 degree of the sign Capricorn. This is showing us the new moon, which is going to be at 10:17 a.m. This is GMT time, my local time, so it could be the same day for you or it could be the day after. Now this new moon energy is going to be in that same part of your life, the area of death and rebirth, something falling away, something coming to you, the house of shared finances, so your debts, your taxes, bills that you pay out for, or any kind of shared property that you have with other people, and how you generally share your life with them. So there could be a new cycle to do with this part of your life. Now, while we're having this new moon, we're going to have a new chapter for everybody to be granted to us from the universe. And that is because if we look on the screen where we've got number 2, circled in light blue, the green symbol here, this is the planet Jupiter, and during this new moon week he is actually going to be at 0 degrees of the sign Aries. Now if you've been here before and we've ever had a planet enter a sign at 0 degrees, and you know, I pick it up and I notice it, I always explain to you that when a planet is at 0 degrees, whether this is in your birth chart like myself, like you were born with it, or it happens in a transit around a new moon, a full moon, or generally at any point in time, this is an opportunity for us to start afresh. It's a new chapter, and what we can look at is the sign that it's in and where it is happening. So Jupiter, which is the planet of luck, fortune, wealth, prosperity, and basically supports us, he is going to be in a sign of Aries, and Aries is that sign of motivation. It's about drive. It's a fire sign, and it's a sign that likes to take action and movement. And for you Gemini, this is going to move from where he is by number 2 and go up to where the blue arrow is, and he is going to be working his way through your 11th house. To translate that to you, this is your house of hopes, dreams, aspirations, and the important people in your life. So really what I'm seeing here is a chapter being opened up for you around this part of your life with Jupiter at 0 degrees here. Now, when we talk about important people in the 11th house, this isn't people that we are related to or we have any kind of romantic relationship with. This is generally people who we have a connection with because we work with them. So it could be a co-worker or a colleague or someone you collaborate with or someone you have connections with for a project or for whatever reason. These are people that are key in our life, but we're not necessarily romantically involved with them. So our friends, for example, our good friends would fall here, as well as people that we collaborate with and people that we work with. Now, the second thing that's happening as well around this new moon week is that we're going to have an opportunity for healing for all of us. It's like the universe is granting us another opportunity for this with Chiron, or Chiron, I should say, to pronounce it correctly. He is here down by number 3, circled in black. And Chiron, this is an asteroid, and what he deals with is healing, and he is going to turn direct as well in the sign of Aries. So it's going to be in that same area of life for you, Gemini. It's going to be around your hopes, dreams, and important people, that there could be an opportunity for some healing here. And thirdly, we're going to have Mercury go into retrograde from the 29th, and he's going to retrograde through the sign of Capricorn. So he is here up by where the blue arrow is. If you can see the turquoise symbol, that is Mercury here. He will be retrograde from the 29th, and again, because it's in Capricorn, he is going to be going through that same area of your life to do with transformation, the death and rebirth cycle, your shared finances, your debts, your finances, your taxes, property that you may share with other people, inheritance, how you share your life with people, and shared time as well. So let's take a deeper look at this. So my prediction, my final prediction, I should say, for the sign of Gemini and how I see you starting off the year of 2023 is that this new chapter and good luck from Jupiter, which we're going to have when he turns, well, he will be direct, but when he gets to 0 degrees of the sign Aries, is that you potentially could have a good opportunity to go back to anything that you have been hoping for, dreaming for, or aspiring for throughout 2022 or at any point in your life, and really try to make it happen. Because if we look at the screen here, and if we can see where we've got number 1 and the green symbol circled in blue, this is Jupiter, and as I mentioned, he's going to shift up for you to where the blue arrow is for the Gemini chart. So he will be working his way through your 11th house. And Jupiter is a planet that moves very, very slowly. So it could be that as we start 2023 for some of you, wherever you hope for, dream for, or aspire for, or whatever you've got going on with any important people in your life, in the definition of what kind of important people would come into this part of your life under this house, it could be that Jupiter will support you to create something new here, or he will give you a touch of luck to move forward with hopes, goals, dreams, aspirations, or anything to do with important people or important connections that you have in your life. So my prediction for you is that it's a good time to basically revisit what it is that you want, Gemini. Whatever it is that you hope or dream for, as we close out this year and we move into January, and I give you your January prediction, and I'll talk to you a bit more about what Jupiter will be doing as we move through 2023. But certainly as we start the year, it's a good time to revisit those hopes and dreams because you are being supported. Chiron, where we've got him circled in black and the number 2 here, him turning direct also in the sign of Aries, around this same area of your life. Now, as I mentioned, this is the asteroid that deals with healing, okay? He is known as the wound healer, and I did do a video on him in 2022 because he made some important moves this year as well. The video may pop up here as I'm speaking or at the end if you wish to know a bit more about him and why he is important. In this context, for a prediction for your sign, what I see is that there is an opportunity for healing any kind of disruption, upsets, misunderstandings with important people, quote unquote, in your life. If throughout 2022 there has been any misunderstandings or there has been anything to cause a crack, I want to say is the word that they're giving me, a crack in a relationship with important people in your life, with Chiron turning direct here. The second thing that I'm predicting for 2023 as we start the year with Chiron turning direct in this part of your life, Gemini, is that if there are any failed, quote unquote, or not achieved, quote unquote, hopes, goals, dreams, aspirations, or anything that you had in mind for maybe 2022 or at any point in the recent past that didn't quite go to plan for whatever reason, because we've got Chiron here in this part of your life, it could be that he grants an opportunity to heal any negative outcome with anything that you hoped for, dreamed for, or aspired for that didn't quite go to plan. Not only that, he could be granting an opportunity for you to go back maybe, or giving you the green light to go and fix any disruptions or cracks or anything that failed or didn't quite go to your plan or what you would have wanted to do with anything that you hoped for, dreamed for, or aspired for throughout 2022 or any time in the recent past. So it's a good time for that, I would say. Now, with Mercury's retrograde, the final prediction that I'm giving to you as we start January. So Mercury is up here where we've got number 3, and he is circled in green. So this is the planet of thoughts, ideas, communication, and he represents IT and short distance travel. And if you're someone who's deeply into astrology, you may know, or you may always hear astrologers say, oh, be careful during Mercury retrograde because, you know, don't travel because he can cause disruption, and be mindful of your IT because your IT can break down, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I do agree with it because it's all very true. I have had IT breakdown during Mercury retrogrades as well. But aside from those kind of standard messages that we get about Mercury retrograde, for you personally, it could be that Mercury is asking you to revisit a situation, person, place, or an idea to do with your 8th house. And this is quite an important house for you because you had energy around this in, you know, the last couple of weeks, which I first mentioned at the start of this video. So your 8th house, where you had the new moon, this is about your shared finances. So what I was picking up for the Gemini energy is that when Mercury will be over here by the red arrow for you, and this will be your 8th house, it could be that it's time to think about your debts, Gemini. It could be that as we start the year 2023, the universe is supporting you to think about what it is that you're paying out to other people and what it is that you owe. It could also be that any situations, people, places, or things to do with your life that you share things with, it could be a good time to go back and revisit this as well, just to make sure that everything is in order. And lastly, where the 8th house is the house that deals with the death and rebirth cycle that I mentioned to you, where things can die away and then something else can come in. It could be that Mercury is supporting you during this retrograde to go back and think about any kind of cycle that needs to come to an end, or any kind of cycle that needs to begin for you, especially as we're starting the new year and it's January after all. So the main message that I see for Gemini as we close out the last 2 weeks of December and kind of look at the energy and how this might translate to when we get to January is that people are definitely important to you, Gemini. The important people in your life are important and they are key right now, and it could be because there could be something for you to do with them, or you could get a new chapter or experience some kind of fortune with them. The second key message for you is that your shared area of life, in particularly your finances, your debts, taxes, things that you pay out for, your bills and stuff like this, this is very, very key as well. And where you had a new moon here around the 23rd, creating a new cycle, because that's what new moons are about, and then you're about to have Mercury, the planet of thoughts, communications, and IT and ideas, also retrograde through this house as we start 2023. This is an indication to me that the universe is saying Gemini needs to think about this part of your life. You need to really sit down and consider what it is that you're paying out for, your debts, your taxes, and what it is that you share with other people. And also, as I mentioned, transformation. So be thinking about things that need to come to an end or have come to an end, or any new cycles that have begun or new cycles that need to begin, especially as we start the year. So the universe is supporting you with this. So that's it, my love. That's what I see for the last couple of weeks of December for the sign of Gemini. And if you are someone who's new here, then why not subscribe? I would love to see you here again. And if you're someone who is returning, then thank you so much for coming back, and thank you for the support. My only intention whenever I do these videos is that there is a message here for someone, and the message reaches whoever it's meant to reach. So if you did enjoy something helped you, or the message reached the right person, please do give the video a like if you have not already. That would be great. So keep an eye out for the first 2 weeks of January, your horoscope that should be popping up here maybe as I'm speaking, as the video closes out, or it will be published on the channel shortly if it's not already up. And so enjoy the last couple of weeks of December, enjoy the new moon energy, and I wish you all the best as we start the year, and I will see you in January. So I'll see you soon.